Pregame.com.
Welcome back to pregame.tv. We're going to take a look at Saturday college basketball action. We've got Bradley traveling to Indiana State for conference play. Now, we're taping on Wednesday, so what we're going to end up doing is, obviously there's not a line out for Saturday yet, so when we give you these games a few days in advance, we're going to give you a range. And when Ken gives his pick on this game, he's going to tell you he likes them by X number of points or more. Obviously, you got to wait till Saturday, see when the line comes out, and as long as it's inside that number, you're okay. Because a lot of things definitely can change, and one of the things that can change is tonight, both of these teams are playing. Indiana State and Bradley are both in action on Wednesday night. And Ken, talking about two teams, you got two teams that you're talking about going totally opposite directions. You've got Indiana State's won 8 of their last 9 heading into Wednesday night, and Bradley's lost 7 of their last 8. And going back to Indiana State, the only game they lost in that stretch was to St. Louis, which I think is a very good basketball team.
Yeah, at St. Louis. Their other 2 losses on the year, both by 1 point. Lost at Belmont, lost to Tulsa by 1 in the Great Alaska Shootout. So this team real close to just having 1 blemish on the record. I will tell you, too, as far as handicappers, and I've been around the college basketball scene for a long time, called games for 2 universities for a total of 8 years, been around it since I'm a little kid. I am not like your typical handicapper that has all their power rankings, whether it's college football, whether it's college basketball. I do it, a lot of it, just in my head from watching. And I watch more games, I would bet, than 99% of the people out there. And I watch them back and I break them down. And that's the way that I handicap. So when I came out and said that I made, in the last game, BYU 12.5 off the top of my head, that's, again, no power rankings. I'm not using power rankings. My partner Chuck Edel does. I know, Brian, you do. I know, Marco, you do. But that's not me. So I'm saying what I made it in my head, what I thought that it should be, not what it came out. And it had come out at 15. I still like BYU plus 20 or more, but I'm just saying that's the way I do mine. So I'm much different than any other handicapper that's out there.
Yeah, I'm probably actually closer to you than Brian is, because I'm not a power rating guy either. I'll put a number in my head, but my number in my head is what I think Vegas wants to set the number at, because I do think that Vegas, I don't look at power ratings. I say that they want to try to, we know they want to split the action as much as they can, and then I try to read off of where that side of the number is. Maybe, a game that in my head should be 3, but they're bringing it at 2.5, or they're bringing it at 3.5 because they want to try to guide action one way or the other. So everybody has their own recipe.
Yeah, and I'm just not strict power ratings. In fact, college basketball probably have less power ratings results on that than anything. But I haven't, like you said, like, for example, we're taping this on Tuesday, the Kansas game. I was looking to play Kansas, but I said I wanted them at a certain number. Line opened 4. I said that's too much. Actually, the line's been bet up to 6. Now I'm starting to look at the other side. But
it's Wednesday, by the way.
Is it Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got him all screwed up from the holidays.
What I need to do is come a day later. That way all my picks win.
You're lucky you'd get tomorrow's newspaper today and it'd be a typo in it.
That's right.
But that's what I do. I mean, before the games, the day before the games, I will make all my lines the night before what I think. When I see something that's 5 or 6 points off, because I'll nail, and it blows you away when you nail something like 18.5 or something, and I'll nail usually 6 or 7 of them if it's a big slate, Wednesday, Thursday slate. We'll nail 5, 6, or 7 within a half point, and most of them are within 2 points. And then when you see a big discrepancy, that's when, whoa, let me check my injuries, let me check something, let me do my due diligence and make sure I didn't screw something up. Otherwise, I'm probably going to be on that side where the big discrepancy is going against.
Now, in this game, Bradley, as I said, they're limping right now. It's a team that's not playing good basketball. Are they really this bad, or just a bad stretch?
It's interesting because I get the blue ribbon. A lot of guys get the blue ribbon, and they were expected to contend in this game. Number 2. If it's on sale, if it's on happy hour prices, I'll drink it.
Okay.
But yeah, and they predicted them, as you pointed out, second in the conference, and they have not played well at all this year. In fact, they've lost 9 of the last 10 games. One of the things I take a look at is ball distribution. They're only averaging 9.2 assists a game. That tells me that they're not getting players in the position to shoot and make these baskets. And you talked about the Sycamores. Only 1 loss all year by more than 1 point. This is a team playing a very good ball. Interesting, 2 ways to look at something. Take a look at Indiana State. Effective field goal percentage of 55.1%. Awesome. but their rebounding numbers are not very good. Well, when you're hitting 55.1% of your effective, so it's what came first, the chicken or the egg type of thing. But Bradley, my clients know I have not been a big Bradley fan. I did lose against them when they played Drake in the last game. Drake just couldn't hit the sound of a barred, as they say, in that game. But we'll see what you like here. But I think my client's got a pretty good idea who I'm going to have.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's make it official. This is your free pick, Ken.
There you go. And Brian's clients will probably have the same as my clients will. I will be on Indiana State. There's no way that I'm taking this Bradley team. Now, yeah, they did get the win against Drake, and they went wire to wire. They had a huge lead in the first half, and Drake actually closed within 6, made it 34-28. And I thought they were going to come back and have a shot to win, but Bradley got a little distance again and ended up winning it by 10, 11 points. If you look at Geno Ford's team, again, he should have stayed at Kent State. He had things going on over there, decided to go to Peoria, thought it would be better. 0-4 on the road, 0-2 on neutral courts. Lost their last road game at Northern Iowa, 80-46. I'm looking for more of the same here. Now, it's an early start, so, I still think the Sycamores will be up and ready. They do play good denial defense, good perimeter defense, and they do, as Brian said, they knock down that three, and they shoot it well, better than 55%. But as a whole, from behind the arc, they shoot it well as well. 4 starters, Odom, Arup, Gant, and Cummings. Those 4 guys are dynamite. In fact, 51 steals between Odom and Cummings. These 2 guys, you'll see a lot of denial defense there, and they pride themselves on that. And then you'll see a patented Sycamore run. They'll get 1 or 2 of them in the home court game, somewhere around 12-2, 11-1. You'll see 2 of them, probably 1 per half, and I think that opens the game up. Bradley, the reason why they're struggling, yes, they were picked second. Why? Because they had their 2 leading scorers coming back, Lemon Jr. and Pickett. These 2 guys, while they still are their leading scorers at 16 and 12.5 a game, their shooting percentages are horrendous. And behind the arc, how about Lemon Jr., 25%? How about Pickett, 14%? How about Barnes, 18%. I mean, these are 3 of your guys that you want to shoot 3-pointers if you're Coach Geno Ford at the beginning of the year. Now you're like, guys, please don't shoot anymore. I mean, they're just not shooting well at all from behind the arc. So I'm looking for this game to get out of control. Second half, middle of the second half, I think Indiana State up by 20. I think the line will be around 15. That's what I'm making it, similar to that BYU Pepperdine line. Could be a little higher depending on what happens on Wednesday night's games, but I don't care. I think this is an Indiana State game, 20+, just like I think BYU on their home court, 20+. This Sycamore team, like the guy said, going one way in the Missouri Valley. They will contend for the top spot. They're one of the top 3 teams in this conference, and I expect them to blow out Bradley. And again, no bench help for Geno Ford. This team has no depth at all, and that's a problem for Bradley as well. So pregame.tv, my play, take Indiana State on Saturday, 15 or more. I don't care, as long as it's less than 20, lay the money and go with Indiana State on pregame.tv.
All right, there you have it. We're going to be back next. We're going to break down a couple NFL playoff games for the weekend. That's up next. Pregame.tv.
Well done.